just came across a video with Kevin Gates, and he said, if your inner child cannot come out around someone, then you're not being 100. Like, then you really don't mess with that person. And that was the most realest thing that I ever heard. Because when you really think about that statement, like, if you can't be authentic with someone, you can't really go past chemistry, because chemistry is just based on, getting along, being cordial, aligning. But when you get into connection and forming a bond, you got to truly be able to be your true authentic self. You got to allow your inner child to come out. Like, if you can't be goofy with that person, if you can't let your guard down and trust that person, then you have to really sit back and assess, like, I really don't mess with this person like that. Like, I have a boundary up, and it's a boundary in place for a reason. Why am I not allowing my true authentic self to be shown? It's because somewhere I do not trust this person. Either that, or I just don't trust myself. But I definitely think that it is a question to be explored. If your true authentic self cannot come out around a person, that signifies that there is some level of you that you do not trust with that person. Or maybe you just haven't explored it with yourself, and you're not ready to be maybe in an intimate partner relationship. You're not ready to develop certain friendships where you're going to be able to create that bond, because you still have trust issues. Like I always say, if you're not willing to get hurt, then you're not really willing for love. Because love, like, it really is a gamble, because it requires for a bond to be formed. It requires a commitment on both parties to agree, to come into agreement. And sometimes people show up and they will tell you to your face that they're ready for, this bond. They're ready to love. But when it comes down to being vulnerable and it comes down to trusting and letting that guard down, people don't be so ready. People don't be so ready. And so that really stood out to me, because, like, underneath everything, I am the most goofiest, like, love to have fun. Like, I can have some fun. And if I don't feel comfortable enough to trust that you're going to appreciate that side of me, I won't let that side come out. I won't let that side come out. And so then we have to, question our authenticity. But I think you are still being authentic in that moment if you are aware and you understand why. Because then you have assessed the person, you understand why that boundary is in place, because boundaries are healthy. And when you understand why that boundary is in place, then you can, communicate that to that person, and that person can be aware of why you don't fool with them the way that, they may want you to, right? Because that's still being authentic when you can be honest. But if you are hanging with someone, or you're in a relationship with someone, and you haven't let your inner child come out, and you feel like you being authentic with that person, you gotta kind of explore, why do I have this boundary up, right? And are they the blame for what's coming up in a relationship? I'm pointing the finger because maybe I feel like they're not being consistent. Maybe they're not opening up their heart. Maybe they're not showing me what I need to see. Maybe they're not giving me the validation that I need, right? But if we in that same space are not showing up fully, then we gotta understand that we too play a part in that. Whew. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, all right? Truth, love, and transparency always coming from your girl. Go on with your day. Remember, you're big blessed, all right? Peace.